So Bob Levy returns to the show. Bob, thanks for coming on.
Hey, it's great to be back, Pat. I
I was
always
supposed
like.
to do two shows today, and then the first person messaged me and said, I got really sad news and I have to cancel. And I didn't mean to. I wrote back, oh, great. And she's like, excuse me. I'm like, oh, no, I meant because my other guest wants to move up. I'm sorry about your loss or whatever. But thank you for filling in for someone's funeral, Bob. I appreciate it.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? To me, other people's death is my advantage, so I'm happy to hear that.
One man's death is another man's treasure. I think it's the old saying they used to say. So
Yeah.
I was excited because I saw that you're writing a book.
Yes, finally, right.
I mean, my God, if anyone's life should be, who's going to do the audio is my question.
You know what? I would do it if I could read, but no. I tried to do Artie Lang's thing, and it was hilarious because I couldn't read. They actually had a second grade teacher in with me to actually try to help me say the words and that. And I had no idea the guy was like to help second grade people, but at least he wasn't helping retarded people in school read. And
yeah, but second graders are basically retarded. I mean, they're still at the same level. You know what I mean? A retarded is probably even fourth grade. So if anything, that's a shitty teacher.
Well, that's what it is. I think anybody, like one of my ex-wives teaches, what do they read, special kids or whatever. And I'm like, well, I could do that. I mean, please, that's not like the hardest job in the world. It's just stop them from like eating stuff.
I can stop them from eating stuff and picking their nose. But one day I remember thinking about like teachers that do that. I'm like, how do you teach someone to read? I wouldn't even know how to fucking start with that. Like literally, my mind would be like, yeah, that says dog. They're like, well, why does it say dog? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Like, I just know it says dog.
Yeah, it's like why, you know what I mean? Why do you have to teach them? I think they'll be smarter if you don't try to teach them and you let them do what they do. To me, it would seem easier because if you're trying, it's more confusing because of the way that your mind is when you're like that, to be able to think for yourself instead of putting other stuff in there. And it just kind of changes them to me. That's the way I look at it. I mean,
you saying, let them do what they do. That should be the slogan for the Special Olympics. Special Olympics, let them do what they do.
Exactly. I mean, then, people would open up more. You can't try to, you're basically trying to change somebody and right. You can't, if you look at it the way that they are, you shouldn't change them. Just let them be them. They were born different for a reason. So let's try to figure out what they think instead of what you have to tell them what to think.
Yeah, but at the same time, we do have to make them read so they shit in the right room.
Well, just point and go, poo poo, there, poo poo.
Poo poo and not poo poo. Like, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
It's like a dog.
Yeah, explain the basics. You know what I mean? Sit, eat, go out.
Don't lick this.
Yeah, like, you want them, you don't want them to go outside and shit, but I'm saying, like dog's butt. You would say, this is where you go.
I don't think there's anything wrong with them going outside.
Well, that's, you know what I mean? It's like whatever makes them feel happy. Yeah. It's because you have an excuse. Hey.
I've never shit outside, but people have told me it feels wonderful. The air hitting your asshole, it's got to feel good.
I piss outside sometimes with the dogs at night. You know what I mean? But if anybody says anything, you'd be like, he's retarded.
Do the dogs piss the same time as you? Because I like that. That's like the male version of syncing up. Like when women in their periods do it.
Yeah, we go outside late at night, and if I got to piss and I'm out there with them, I'm like, hey, fucking let's do it, guys. Let's party.
At our ages, holding it is not an option. We're going or we're going. It's like.
Yeah, but it's like, it's like you're making a bond with them. You know what I mean? It's like they're like, hey, when you don't pee outside with them and like in the day, they're like, wait, what's going on? Don't you have to go? It's weird. He only goes outside at night.
Yeah, but it's nice at night. Listen, I do most of my peeing when I wake up in the middle of a nightmare at 3 a.m., so it's a good time to pee.
You know what? I don't dream any. Like my wife will have she'll go, oh, I had a nightmare last night. And I go, no, don't even say it. You know why? Because I'm always in it and I do something bad and she takes it out on me. I go, that was a fucking dream, you fucking nut. Stop it. And we just laugh because if I'm in her dream doing something bad, I get yelled at for even dreams. So I have to worry about in real life and in her dreams.
Yeah. I think we've all been yelled at for doing shit when it wasn't really us, but that does got to tell you that in their mind, they're thinking this fucker's going to do something. So I better get ready for it. So
Oh
let me
no.
do it for real. Don't get mad at me. I'll do enough fucked up shit for real. Don't get mad at me for your fucking virtual garbage.
Well, yeah, that's why she's like, you were chasing me with a hatchet and you would put ice in front of me. I go, that's a great idea, but I didn't do it yet.
Yeah, like I would never run.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I would wait for you to get tired and then just get up off the couch, you know?
Why would I waste good ice? You'd lay down to sleep and I'd hatchet you. Like a man.
There's so many other ways to kill her and she doesn't get it. She just takes like the dreams like that. Somehow I want to do this, so that's why she's dreaming about it. I mean, it does sound like a great idea to throw ice in front of her as I'm chasing her with a hatchet.
Listen, we've all been attacked or almost murdered by someone we care about, and we never see the way they do it. So for us to think we're going to guess, that's the great thing about it. We can never be like, oh, I didn't know you'd hit me with that. Like, that was a great call on your part. Like, good job. Way to think outside the box.
Well, no, it is. It's like they don't realize they're giving us ideas that we never thought of yet.
Right.
And
someone who's really going to hurt you isn't going to use the Wile E. Coyote school of Acme tricks. They're going to think of different things. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what it is. I never fucking sort of parted Cliff when she was standing on it. You know?
Like, yeah. I've also never painted a black hole into a brick wall and hoped she'd run through it.
See, that would be funny if people did that shit at home, like just to fucking, like you get into a fight and you move the door and you just put like a picture of the door that was there and they can't run into it.
I think the closest thing to that is when you put the saran wrap on the toilet and they don't see it and then they shit and it hits themselves on the legs. I think that's the closest we can get to it.
That's a good idea too.
When I was little, my younger sister, she did that to the toilet to my dad for April Fool's Day, and he was working where he had to go in like third shift, so he'd sleep different hours. Guy's dead asleep. He goes to pee, it splashes back. We hear all screaming at 4 a.m. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's what it's like when you get drunk. Like people, like it's never happened to me, but like I've had friends go, yeah, I woke up and I pissed in the closet. And
I did that in college like 3 different times.
Really? Like
I don't remember it, but I remember waking up the next day and going in my closet and there was clothes that had piss on it. And I'd wake up, I'd go into the closet and piss and then go back to sleep.
See, that's amazing. Like it's like I've had people say that they did that. Like I've never done. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's why I have dogs, so I can at least blame it on them and go, "Oh my God, he pissed fucking by the TV," you know.
But it's weird that my mind even wanted. Like, why wouldn't my mind just let me piss my pants? Like, even in the drunken states, like we know we need to get up. We don't know where to go, but we know that this is wrong. Like at that point, just piss your pants.
Well, that's what it is. It's like it. At least you can do the sheets and all that stuff and whatever. But now you're pissing in a closet, where a closet is like something that closes and just fucking it's gonna steam up and fucking it doesn't.
Well, I think it's also because probably my mind was like, oh yeah, a bathroom has a door, so this is a door. So I'm like, my mind was almost doing the same steps, but wasn't going to go as far. But it ruins. I'd rather have the sheets in the pants in the moment and wake up and go, fuck, let me run to the wash. Like I was living with 5 different people in college. Like, let me run to the washer or the laundromat. Then we weren't doing laundry much. Rather do we do that quick. To have to go in my closet, not know it, and then to go find some clothes and then realize they're pissed on or they stink, like that ruins the whole day. Like, so I would have rather done it the other way, but I think I did it at least 3 times.
Really? See, I've never done that. Like, and people always say they walk in their sleep at night and they eat. I go, don't use that excuse for being fat. God damn it.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that's bullshit. I had a college buddy walk into my closet and piss when he was drunk, and he was starting to pee, and I pulled him out, and I'm like, oh, finish now, because he was already peeing, but he was so drunk, he didn't even know what was going on, but he went into my closet like it was his bathroom.
You see, that's fucked up when people start using, you know what I mean? See, in his mind, he's going, I have to pee, I don't know, there's a door there, and it's not mine, so this is even better.
Right, yeah, this is great. I've been wanting to piss on this guy for a long time, and he got as close as he could, and that was fine. So fuck you, Pete.
I understand that, that somebody in their mind can go, fuck it, I'm gonna go piss in his closet because he pissed me off. He ate like when you live with people and you have food in the refrigerator and they eat your food, you come home, you're thinking all day, la la la, I'm gonna eat the rest of the chicken cutlets.
Yeah.
La, 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 and you go and open it up and it's not there and you're like, motherfucker, and then he goes, oh, I didn't think you wanted it. Well, why did I put it in the refrigerator? And that's why you piss in his fucking closet.
Yes. When I was in college, again, there was I was working at Subway for like a part-time job, and I would steal cold cuts, and they would have the big hunks in the back, and it was like I had this like half of a ham. It was huge, and I put it in the fridge, and I went off to go do something, and I came home thinking I'll eat that ham. And my buddy was sitting in a recliner with the entire fucking ham in his hand in a bowl of mustard, dipping it and eating it. And I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, dude, someone just left ham. I go, asshole, I work at Subway. You know that. It says Subway on the fucking thing. He's like, oh, I didn't think you care. But you didn't even slice it. You're just fucking dunking he ate the entire fucking ham.
Yeah. When I worked in like a shopping place, right? When I was like 18. What we used to do, you know, the big pieces of meat, like before they cut it into steaks, we would get it and put it in the garbage outside, and somebody would come by and get it. And I would have this big chunk of meat. And if I wanted a steak, I just get this big, like, I didn't even have a real knife. I had like a bread knife. You know what I mean? It didn't matter. And I would just be like gnawing at it, like soaring at it to get like a chunk off to cook that night. And that's the greatest thing. When you have a chunk of meat in your refrigerator, you feel like you won the lottery. When you
also feel like a caveman. Like, you don't care what the people are like, you know, you need to have this cut or that cut. And like, I dated a girl that was a chef, and she would be like, this is the kind of cut. I'm like, I just like meat on a pan. I want the inside to be mooing still. I want the outside black, and that's it. And I want a hunk of meat like it was on the fire, and I'm like a man. You know what I mean? That's all I want.
Well, that's why this Corona thing is like, it's great for me to be able to go out and eat. You know what I mean? Because when I eat, if I have a steak, it's my hand. I use my hand. I got shit dripping on my face. Like the meat is so undercooked that my wife's like, I can't watch this. I'm going inside. And I'm like, I won again. Now I'm eating alone.
Yes.
Fucking dripping blood. I got it on my arms. It's coming down to my elbows. And I'm like, I'm licking my fucking elbows.
I love that. That's my favorite.
It is. And this is why, you know what I mean? This virus thing didn't end up being the worst thing in the world because, you know, I got to, you know, I'm getting stuff done in a house. I painted the house like 5 different times. You know, I go up, I'll paint for 20 minutes, I'll go relax. You know what I mean? And the house looks beautiful now. Now I don't want to, I'm kind of going, let's go second wave. I'm ready to ride you. Come on. Come on.
That's the thing. I think for people like us that were so busy trying to do stuff, even though it took away gigs, the ones that were driven, you took that week or two to go, woe is me, I got no gigs, what am I going to do? But then we're like, okay, my mind needs to create. I need to do something. I need outlets or I'm going to lose it. And we all pushed it. Some of it was just stuff in the house. Some of it was like, you know, podcasting, Zoom shit, writing, all that stuff, finding new ways to create. And I think it might have been the timeout a lot of us needed. We're feeling stale with certain shit. Now, like, I'm happy stages are opening up, and I wish they were more because it's weird to only go on a stage once or twice a week because the process of building new material is harder now. But, my God, I'm happy I learned how to do this more and be able to build up my Patreon and work on things. And, like, you thinking about getting the idea of writing a book and making that come together with your thought, you might not have done that if you were busy all the time with everything else that was going on.
Yes, and also I was laying out like an animal getting sun, and I see my neighbor, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Have you been working?" I go, "No, there's no work," you know. And I go, "Yeah, I'm going to do the deck next. I'm going to just rip it up." And he goes, "No," he goes, "The floorboards, just take them up and turn them upside down, because it's new wood underneath." And he
like
goes,
when you stain a mattress.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, it's basically like that. It's like
the kid pisses the bed and you flip it.
You flip it until when you got to throw it out, you throw it out at night so nobody sees the big piss stain on it.
And then you pee on it when you're outside with the dogs. Perfect.
Exactly. So what he goes, I'll help you with it. And I'm like, you know, I thought, you know, well, I can still just, you know, fix like a little spots here and there with like some things, a filler and that stuff. And he goes, no, I'll help you. We'll just turn it upside down, and then you just need new railings and steps. And I was like, fuck. And he goes, the fence, you know, the wooden fence that we have in the back, it's like, you know, maybe 12 years old. Certain areas are fucked up. He goes, he said, I'm going to get all new fences, right? And he goes, no. He goes, you're in the woods, all the 3 things. Just get the one section and nail into the post in the inside new fencing, because the post is still good and nobody can see inside anyway because you're in the woods. And I'm like, oh.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money. That's easy to do. But it's also, you have the time now to go, okay, that project makes sense. If you were in before COVID, you'd be like, that sounds like so much work. Fuck that. I don't have time.
Exactly.
But now we have the time to do it.
Well, that's what it is. If you don't fill the time, you're going to go crazy. You will go crazy.
That's why I was running a little bit, but I went to running because my most creative thoughts come from when my mind can't worry. And when I'm tired, just my mind opens up to the things I want to do. Stress and trauma and all that can't enter my mind when I'm beat. And it's always helped me. So I've been running 5Ks almost every day. I mean, I've gotten in better shape now during COVID than I've ever been in my goddamn life. And I feel great about it. Adding that with meditation, I would have not been able to do those things if a Chinese guy didn't fuck shit up.
I know you're totally right, because of the fact that, like, I've lost like 12 pounds, right? And I've been getting laser work on the stuff that, you know, the nerves that have been messed up on me.
Right.
And it's starting to come back. I'm going to start walking first because I have problems with my feet and ankles. Some, like, in days when it's raining, it really hurts.
Yeah,
but then,
I have the same thing.
I'm going to join the gym. I'm going to be in the best shape I've been in so long. And it's amazing, like, since I've been 34. And it's amazing. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, wow, I'm not offended by me anymore. You know how you get offended? Like, I don't care what anybody says. Guys are just as bad as women when it comes to their looks. And
we all want to be told that we're attractive. Anyone who says that otherwise is lying to themselves. We all want to be found desirable, even if it's not by somebody you want. You just want, you know, we can make jokes about, like, you know, you're ugly, but your personality is good. We want to be known that we're, like, thought about. We want that and all. When I'm running, it's mostly for me. But yeah, it's great every time someone calls me skinny now and they mean it. I'm like, I feel great.
Yeah, when my wife goes through, she goes, you are so sexy now. And I'm like, really? And then she takes a picture of me laying in the bed, eating chocolate even.
Ooh,
and I'm like,
aphrodisiac. Look at that.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, my body's fucking getting there. And it's like, and I'm going to join a gym that are starting to open here, and they're only letting 20 people at a time. I go, but we do it late at night. I'm sure they're going to be open because of the fact we have that time to do it late at night. And late at night is like when your mind is almost like years ago when you had the TV and you would catch, like, wrestling on UHF. Was that the channel? And it would come in late at night with your fucking little metal
rabbit ears and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, not even rabbit ears, even a coat hanger. You know what I mean? And it would come in late at night because it opens up. It's something about thinking and how every signal goes out at that time more. And you get more creative at that time.
Well, especially for people like us, because when do we do our performing? Late at night. That's when we shine. Like, even if we're tired and stuff, we wake up because that's the moment. It's hard for us to, with this new world of, like, outside shows, a lot of them are doing it during the day. We can still be funny, but it doesn't feel the same. When the sun is up, I don't feel at my strongest. We're supposed to be winding down and laughing and enjoying our night. That's how I feel. We're nocturnal in that way. So our creativity goes that way too, and bettering ourselves. Now, the gym that I was at, I wasn't going enough and I was running more, so I canceled it for now for budget cuts. But the gym I was going to, they were 24 hours before COVID. They didn't do that during COVID. They made it so it was like 5 a.m. till like 9 p.m. And I did like going later sometimes or earlier, but I was like, that's restricted. And they didn't restrict the amount of people that could be in there, but they spaced things out well. And a lot of people that are afraid weren't going anyway. So you weren't really worried about crowds because the people that are scared aren't going to go.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like here they close everything down. My thing was, don't close everything down everywhere. Just cut it down on people. Even if they cut it, if you can social distance at home, you can do it at work too. And some would work from home, some would work out, and just do what you're supposed to do, and it'll be fine. You don't have to close everything down. But now it's like now they're gonna open the gym. Some gyms open and said, "Fuck it." You know, if you have a business, imagine opening a business and all of a sudden you got to close it down. That's your whole life. That's when you fucking start looking.
And even when they tell you can open it, Bob, like most people don't, like, they weren't making any money. How do you reopen something if you weren't making money? Small businesses are fucked. If you're you're lucky if you were in a mall or in somewhere where you didn't have to worry about the lights being on. That wasn't your fucking thing. But if you're a small business or an independent gym and you got to reopen, you got to spend all that money to reopen and you haven't made anything. You've lost money. You've had to pay bills. You couldn't pay your rent. How do you reopen? So that's why I was pissed off when they were like telling businesses they couldn't work. Give them guidelines, but you should have let these businesses stay open and let them choose, if they have to close on their own, not by being just told for no reason when there was no reason.
Yeah, if you made a reservation, say you made reservations even for the gym, you could have kept them open because you had the low amount of people in it. And you open 24 hours, but you have a certain amount of people going in, even a hardware store. Even like these mom and pop thing, anything, you just have to make, if you want to go buy a diamond, you can go in, but you have to do everything by appointment. And now
you got to go to those caves in Africa with the black kids and get your blood diamonds like everyone else. You can't just go to the store anymore.
Yeah, that's why. And it's a good way to go, honey, I would love to take you out for a great dinner, but they're not open.
I'm sorry. It's not me. It's China. China hates dinner.
Yeah, because now they're starting to open up with tents and like parking lots of the place. But it's like I still would rather eat at home because I went to see my son's band and we had to eat outside. Somebody dropped food. There was ants all over going up her leg and they just came and sprayed because, you know what I mean? It's like, move us to another table or something like that. But they just sprayed and like you're eating and they're spraying some shit underneath for bugs.
Well, the whole dining outside thing is it's so stupid. Like they make you wear a mask to walk to the table. You sit down, you can take a mask off because somehow mozzarella sticks push away COVID or something. I don't fucking understand how all of a sudden I can eat and it's fine and be close to everyone. And because the waitress is wearing a mask, they don't even know what they're doing. They're just trying to make people feel safe with this false. No one knows what they're doing. The mask is just a placebo at this point. That's all it is. Either just tell me I can go there and not wear a mask or whatever. And also making me eat outside on a sidewalk I have a shitty downtown. Nobody wants to sit out there and watch crackheads walk by. It's not good ambiance. It's weird. Like I literally jog sometimes through a restaurant now because it's on the sidewalk I run through. People are eating and I'm shirtless running by. That's not a good treat.
No, it's just not. I mean, we might as well just go camping. Everybody camping and just I should open up a campground and you bring your own food and I charge you like a campground and you just hang
camping
out.
Comedy club. We could just have the club there, the food, you cook on the fire. We have shows there. Bob, you might have a brilliant idea.
Yeah, and you have like a guy in a bear suit run by, so it looks like, hey, we're outside in the woods.
Now, bear suit, do you mean an animal bear or a giant fat gay guy?
Well, that too. I mean, you want to make all people want to come and enjoy themselves.
Almost all of them.
Well, yeah, but it's like, why not? If they're telling you can go rafting and shit like that, and they open up a golf course, fucking put grills all over it. You know what I mean? And so people can just hang out and watch you maybe in certain sections. If you're gonna open up places, use them for whatever you have to use them for. So people can live. I haven't really done anything. I'm like a kind of a home guy but like I enjoyed working and coming home. Working, coming home. I would work every night if I could. But the whole thing is now I'm at home, but I always liked it at home. So it's like, okay, it's not really that much torture. The only torture is when I used to have to go out food shopping and I had to put on the mask and I couldn't breathe and just all the people around. And I'm like, how is this working? How is this working? And nothing else can work. It's like, you can't pick certain things and say that this is essential because you're not the person. You don't know what's essential to a person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. I love being home. I'm actually been busier overall during COVID than I was before because like literally when I was home, I was just chilling. Now I'm like, home is where I have to create. I used to not feel like I could because I was like, oh, my bed is here, so I'd rather lay in bed. And so I'm not going to, I have to go somewhere else to write or go somewhere else. But now I can do more then. But same way, if I'm not having a show or not hanging out with my kids, I want to just be home alone, sit in front of the TV. That's kind of just me.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing. My wife goes, "You go out so much now," and I go to the doctors. I go like 3 times a week. I'm getting those fucking, the lasers shot into me and all that shit. And I am going out more. It seems, and I'm outside. I'm sitting outside. I'm laying outside. I'm sure it's not good for the neighbors to see me laid out like a fucking dead fucking cow.
Oh, they're jerking off. They are.
Well, but I am looking pretty sexy now. But I go out.
I never was able to run with my shirt off because I felt I was a little too hairy and it would be gross to people. But now that I'm running so much, I'm like, fuck them. I got to feel comfortable. And now I'm feeling better. I'm sure some people are still throwing up in their cars when they drive by, but fuck them.
Well, that's what it is.
I'm not. Haha.
Yeah, people run without their shirts on, and you're like, hey, look at the tits on that. Oh, that's Pat.
Yeah, it's me. Look at the hairy tits in that Italian lady. I'm like, no, it's Pat. It's fine.
Yeah. It's like, imagine that. You're having dinner, really, like you said, and you come running by all sweaty right next to you. And you don't know if the sweat is coming off and it lands on a chicken breast. You don't know.
No. But what I had noticed is when I did run by one time, I turned my head to kind of see, like, if I make sure I didn't, like, hit anybody. And a lady was watching me run. And I'm like, oh, look what's happening here. Like, look at this. I'm now eye candy, like an appetizer being wheeled by. Look at this.
Yep. But you're missing the whole part. Most women love when men are going.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They enjoyed it. Like, they were not paying attention to their date and now looking at me. And I've never had that feeling before. I'm like, oh, look at me.
Yeah, but they might be like they enjoy looking at men leaving. You understand?
Yeah, oh, yes.
Away.
Oh, most women like that when I'm out.
Yeah, when you're fucking going away, they're like, that's so sexy the way he's further away from me now.
That's like that old creepy saying where the guy's like, I hate to see her go, but I would love to watch her leave. And I'm like, well, no, I don't mean it sexy. I'm like, I just really want to see her leave.
Yeah. No,
please go.
Like, you don't know what people are thinking. They could be staring for for a different reason, and you have no idea. And you're like smiling back, like, yeah, how you doing?
Right. Yeah. So you have to destroy my one happy thought, Bob? Is that what you had to do? Can I just imagine that this woman that's enjoying her dinner would want me, maybe went home and made love to the guy, but thought of me the entire fucking? Can I have that? Can I have one fucking thing, Bob? Can I have that, please?
Well, maybe if she came running behind you and goes,
as long as she came, I'm happy.
Yeah, can I join you?
Yeah, that'd be hot. That'd be great. See, this is the dynamic, and that's why I'm happy you mentioned this to me today. I think we're okay to say it, that with your show, Miserable Men 2, what's going to be happening, that I can be a part of it. This is the dynamic that people want to hear. Me having one happy moment and you making sure I stay miserable. I think that's the key.
Well, that's what it is. It's like one man's dream is another man's. Will make it into your nightmare.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When you run, you're going to be like, you're going to cover yourself. You're going to run by like this because you're going to be thinking they're going to be looking at your tits.
That's already how I run. Just because I like to feel like a young girl. Like they're like, take off your top. Like no, like flash dance. I feel like that when I run.
Yeah, keep. You run by a woman and she's looking at you like, keep your eye on your plate, bitch.
Keep your eye on my pants, not my chest. Watch my dick dance. You're fine, lady. Don't worry. And then I find out it's not a lady. It's just like an 80s front man for a band. I'm like, fuck, whatever. Thanks, dude.
It doesn't
I
matter.
appreciate it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It doesn't matter if, like, you know what I mean? It's like if somebody that's gay doesn't find you attractive, you really believe you're not attractive because that's the fine. It doesn't matter. Women find different things attractive, but a gay guy, if he finds you attractive, you're fucking attractive.
Gay guys love me. Both versions of me. They loved it when I was bigger because I was a bear to a lot of them. They would tell me that. They all know I'm not gay, but they would just comment. I have a buddy. He's gay, and his boyfriend is obviously gay. That's how that works. And his boyfriend will comment on all my pictures without my shirt, but my chest hair and all that. And I'm like, it makes me uncomfortable, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd be uncomfortable if women did that too. As much as I love compliments, I'm not the best at getting them when it comes to that shit because I'm insecure with that kind of fucking shit. But it is real weird from a dude. But I'm like, all right, at least someone's liking it. I don't know.
You see, I'm very comfortable with that. Like, if my wife says to me, go, she goes, you have the most beautiful chest. The hairs are perfect and that. And I'm like, really? Tell me more.
See, I can't like, and I'm in relationships and someone's telling me I'm attractive. I'm like, what do they want? Why are they lying to me? What do they need to know? Like and they're telling the truth. They do find me attractive to the person I'm with, but I don't believe that. I've never thought anyone could look at me and go, that's good shit. That's just not me.
But I always say to her, I go, are you fucking around? And she goes, no. I go, well, then explain why,
Right.
you know? And I make her go further why she finds something attractive about me.
That's got to be fun for her. She's got to break it down. She's like, I was just trying to get laid, Bob. Can we fucking cut it out?
No, but it's like I have to know the reason why and expand on it. Expand on why you think I'm so sexy. And she goes, you are fucking worse than a woman. And I go, well, you started it by saying how fucking pretty I am, God damn it.
Yeah, I've never been able to flirt because I do that too. I have to break everything down. Like, can you just go with the fucking moment? I'm like, no, I don't understand the moment. I need a fucking breakdown, maybe an essay written to tell me why you're saying this shit. Because I feel like it's a trap. Everything's a fucking trap. They're like, it's not a trap, but now I need to go.
Oh, no, you're right about that. It could be a trap. There could be a reason why this is all, because the best way to break somebody down, to have them to take them to a point where you can demolish them, is by building them up and then take them down.
Don't talk to me about that, Bob. That's a whole other segment for me. But see, this is what I appreciate with the miserable men thing. We have 4 of us that all at one point in our life might have thought something good about ourselves, but I think we'll find a way to make sure we don't have that anymore.
Well, that's what it is. If you look at Kevin's gonna look.
It's gonna be for people listening. It's Kevin Dombrowski, hilarious comic, and Gino's bitch, and John Moses, hilarious comic, and thinks he's black, and you and me, and it's great.
Yeah, but the whole thing, Kevin's going through a moment where he's looking forward to the most beautiful time in somebody's life, having a baby. Yeah. But we're gonna let him know what he's gonna have to deal with now. And it's not as fucking easy as you think it is. And don't think that you're not going to be able, you're going to be changing diapers. You're going to not sleep. You're going to fucking worry every fucking noise. And I'm going to fucking make it a nightmare for him that he's going to be the best father ever because of the fact he's going to be ready for this instead of going, oh, it's just like you have a baby and that's it. It's not like that. Yeah. It's fucking.
Yeah, like try running that new bit you have in your head to your wife when she's sitting there for 4 hours trying to get the baby to go to sleep. She'll let you know how she really feels about your fucking joke.
Yeah, and one of her tits looked like a fucking loaf of bread just fucking hanging.
And the other one looks like a bag of Bisquick. It's just fucking hanging there all melting.
It's like so many things change. This great moment distracts and ruins like a lot of things and the relationship. It's like a different kind of thing happening. And it's like, you know, and a few years later, you're like, oh, this is much easier. But then it's not that easy. It's still not that easy. It's work. It's another job. You know what I mean? Thank God we're comics that we love what we do and it's a great job, but it's not really work. You can't call it work when it comes easy. You know what I mean? And you have
the business side is work, especially with us all not having reps and things. I mean, I don't have a manager or anything, so that part is the work, and it's hard sometimes to play the creative side and the business side. But yeah, it's a passion. When we're writing jokes and we get them to finally work, you will never get that feeling that from a real job. You'll never get that feeling of accomplishment where you're like, oh my God, I took this idea, this thought, and created this thing that makes other people feel great. That's the greatest fucking feeling besides drugs in the goddamn world.
And coming in a blind girl's eye.
Yes. Or if she only has one bad eye and you come in the good eye and you make her blind for a moment.
You see, that's what dreams have made from.
Could you fuck somebody with like a Forrest Whitaker eye? I don't know if I could.
You know what? I would put a patch over her, truthfully.
Would the patch make it worse? I don't know if I could.
You know what? I would.
I don't know if I can fuck a pirate. I mean, it's not, if she's doing the patch, she's doing the pantaloons, she's doing this fucking scarf. We're doing it all.
Hey, everybody on board is hungry. It's time for dinner.
You could have made her voice higher, Bob.
I know, I'm not. No, but I mean, look,
like fucking Johnny Depp now.
Look, like I always said, if you're not an attractive guy and you want to fuck a hot chick, you have to deal with maybe she's missing an arm, maybe she can't see out of one eye and she has a patch. You see these girls that are born with, like, you know what I mean, the flipper arms, and you're like, I can deal with that because she's hot, and you know, she's not really looking for fucking, you know, she's looking for a nice guy, and she's not looking for somebody that's just going to be an asshole to her and you know, and take her swimming, and she swims in circles. I wouldn't do that.
She's not looking for much because she can't look straight. So she's just got to look where she can look. A buddy of mine who used to be a comic, he stopped, but he used to have a bit about how he dates like TJ Maxx shops, like something that's got a little off, but it's in his price range, and that's the perfect thing. Well, I've always fucked out of my weight class, if you will. Like, I've always done better. Like, the girls are very attractive, and I think it's because, you know, it's the alpha male comic thing where the kind of people we're on stage and we draw this attention, so therefore that makes us more attractive. Once they get to know that I'm really sad and hate myself, then they're out of there. But for a while, it works.
But I always told my son, I said, let me tell you something. You always hit on the hottest chick. You know why? Because they have the same, they don't feel good about themselves, even though they're very hot. So you can't be, oh, she's too hot. No, that's what you go for because nobody else is. Everybody's afraid, you know?
Well, I'm not attracted to a lot of people. I'm almost jealous of the men that just can fuck anything. Like, I never could do that. Like, I really can't. I'm not a casual sex guy. I'm a relationship guy. But I have to be attracted to you. And I can't be just like, I just need to fuck. Even if I just did need to fuck, I'd rather jerk off than fuck some giant thing. I just can't do it.
No, I mean, look, alcohol evens things out, and it did. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you woke up and you're like, oh, I got to move out of town.
You know what? Even drunk, my mind and my penis were both like, no thanks. Even when they were drunk, they were very picky, and I thanked them for that.
Yeah, you see, no, mine was like, come on, Bob, what the fuck? You're 6 hours from home. You can do it. You know, there's no way you're going to be like, you know, all of a sudden she's moving. You know what I mean? I'm like, you haven't moved your whole life. Look at the size of you. You know, moving to where I live.
She's not moving. Some Greenpeace is rolling her over. That's what's fucking happening. Throw her back in.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one time, it was, I forget, it might have been Virginia or something like that. This girl was fucking piss drunk. She's like, and I fuck her, right? And then in the morning, she wakes up and she goes, you ain't going for breakfast? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't fuck a retarded chick, but I don't know because I left. I had to fuck. I had to escape. She wasn't retarded. She couldn't have been retarded because I've never seen like a hot retarded chick. But she talked like that, and I was like, it was like, oh no.
You probably just had a stroke or something.
Well, I'm hoping.
That's a stroke accent. That sounds like more like that. Or from Boston. It's the same accent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like a Boston chick. I mean, like you're fucking.
They're retarded.
Yeah, you got a wicked cock. A wicked cock. What the fuck?
Wicked piss of cock. Cock. Give me a cock, Bob.
But
not
like,
Bob. Give me a cock. I want to think of no more Garcia power while I fuck you.
She had a mustache like Bill Buckner did in '86.
How great is it now, though, for mustache girls with the mask? Like, that's their time to shine. You cover it up. Now it's just you do have to do the cat makeup for your eyes, and you're fuckable.
Well, it's a whole different game now. Like, I'm so glad to be in a like, I'm a relationship guy now, I would say. And, you know, I was never
I hope so.
No, I never was able to kind of say, hey, I can go all in. I was never like that. It was like, there was so many opportunities, and you'll read in the book, and it's like, you know, but now I'm like, I'm very happy. I fucking, like Florentine would say, you know, when I said I'm done, he would be like, well, it's okay to retire because you got great numbers. Like, he would look at it like a baseball player retiring.
Right.
You know, he goes, look at your numbers. They're fucking great.
Yeah,
okay.
You're ready for the Hall of Fame, but now you can just settle in and now watch other people play and just chill out.
Well, that's what it is. And it's like, you know, but it was never like, it was like, no matter what, the first time I got married, me and Florentine, I get back from my honeymoon, we go to Canada, right? And I go, this is the one the whole way. You know, he's doing an impression. He's like, this is the one. I'm never going to cheat. I can't believe it. And that night I get blown by a stripper at a club.
Well, sometimes, you know, sometimes you'll come out of retirement. Like Jordan, he came out of retirement for a little bit. And then
that was my first one. You know what I mean? And it was right after. And I was just so fucking, and they're all hot, you know, and what am I, you know, it's like, but you need, it's an addiction. When you have addictions, that's an addiction.
Yeah, that was
Even
never addiction of mine. It never was.
yeah, it always, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. That one. Oh, she looked at me. Oh, I didn't realize there was a TV over my head, but still, she wants to fuck
Right.
me.
Yeah, yeah. She's looking. Even though I'm holding a 20 and waiting for a lap dance, she must like me.
Oh yeah. I mean, but what the whole thing is, we were able to bang strippers, and a lot of them, and some, like, a few of them at a time. And it was like crazy. It was every night. And in Canada, it was like my wife just walked by and gave me the finger.
Yeah, of course she did. Yeah, we do it, fucking Canadian strippers. We do.
No, but I tell her, she knows everything, and she can just look anyway. Where you going, honey?
I'll be right back. Going to the store.
All right, get cigarettes just in case.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. But
Speaking of addictions, get me some smokes.
yeah, but I'm so honest about everything now that, you know, I don't care. My past, like I said, my past is my past. Hate is gone. Anger, you know, I just really worked on that recently.
Same here. I'm actually dealing with a lot of that now. The anger was kind of gone, but now it's the holding other people accountable for my shit. No way. It's all my shit, my problems. They have their own things. They might be mad at me, or I might have been mad at them, but just forgive it in your own mind and move on. You waste too much time letting them rent space in your head.
No, it's like, and I would even like look at things. I was even like going, how come nobody wants to help me when, you know what I mean, with a gig when and I'm like, it's not really their fault. You know what I mean? And I would be like, I'm like the guy that helps everyone, and nobody throws me a gig. And I'm like, I can't, what am I talking about? You know what I mean? And it hit me one day, and I was like, what am I talking about? And this wasn't long ago. And I was still thinking like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, you know what I mean? It was just that it was thrown in my head by other people. And I believed it, and I'll never let that happen again. You understand?
And that's why I think your book will be so interesting. Not only is it great stories, but it's also someone who's not afraid to be vulnerable. And when I saw you post it and saw who you're doing the book with and helping you, I was like, well, first of all, weird, because that's my ex-girlfriend, but better because she is incredible at that. She is incredible at taking your thoughts, your idea, you're sharing them here, but you're like, oh, what was this? What was that? She is incredible at reining in your ideas, making them come out in your voice, putting things together. She will make you sound exactly the way you want to sound. Like, you couldn't have gotten a better person than Twitter is. Carly Kingsley is the name on there. But that, if anyone followed her, she's passionate. She helped me do my book. That's how when we first met. She was helping me with the book, and she was incredible with mine. Now, mine was more of a comedy advice book, not a book about my life. But man, she made it come out exactly the vision I had in my head, which I could not make sense. She made make sense. Like, there won't be a better person to rein in, because she understands how to deal with people like you, because she had to deal with someone like me for a long time. So I think that's amazing that you guys are working together, and I think she really will bring out exactly what you want.
Yeah, and also, like, you know, like, I'm going to talk about some horrific shit that happened in my life, but also it happens to everybody, and how you get past it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold back. And like, you know, I've had, you know what I mean? Like, when you have a kid and you have a divorce, it's probably the most brutal thing that you can go through. And I know I'm not the only one, and I know how like this happened, and how, you know, shit just keeps getting worse and worse until, you know, you end up in jail for something so stupid. And you're like, how does this come like this? But it does come that way. But this is how you have to reel it in and use it to work on a problem so other people can see it. If I don't bring up stuff like that, if I don't bring up real stuff and how to come around and how I've worked on it, everyone else is just going to fall in the same trap that everybody does.
If more people could own up to mistakes and realize we fuck up and just own it. Instead of trying to hide behind a mistake and blame other people or say, you could say it was drugs, it was these people in my life, it was this relationship, whatever. No, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what was around it. You fucked up. The people that love you should embrace that, embrace the fuck up, realize that you'll learn from it and let you go. We've lost the way to give out second chances to forgive in this world of social media. I gotta hate, I gotta do this and that. We're also afraid of everyone thinking bad things of us because we're all have a presence. Everyone has a presence on Twitter or people that never should do. And now they're so afraid to let those things out there that they don't forgive and forget. And a book like yours is going to show people I'm proud of everything that made me who I am now. The Bob Levy that is now wouldn't be who he was without all the fuck ups, without all the craziness, without everything in my life. And people are going to learn. You could easily just write this, oh, I was on Stern and I toured here and I did that and I had me go like these other assholes. But
Yeah,
no one's gonna, just like in your comedy act, you'll laugh at it, but you won't connect. It won't resonate. Your book will help people, and more importantly, it will help you. Putting it out on paper, getting it out of your mind. For me, I tweet about all my problems now, things in my head, mostly because when I put it out of my mind and put it on the screen, it's not as scary. It's like it's just a thing now. And that book, I mean, I can't wait to read it. I mean, I know some of the stories, but I can't wait to read it. And knowing who you're working with, I know it's going to come out exactly the way you want it to.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm excited. You know what I mean? Because, I have so many crazy stories. Some you're going to laugh. You're going to kind of, your heart's going to be tugged.
I'm going to weep a little and jerk off at the same time with my tears.
Well, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Jerking off and crying is probably the best feeling you can ever have as a man.
I don't know if I've ever done that, but I definitely cried and fucked. That was a weird one. I've definitely done that in my life.
But when you can jerk off and use the tears for lubrication, there's nothing. It's like I'm on the same team with my mind as my hand.
Right. But at that point, it's not lubrication, it's inspiration. Lubstration. There you go.
Yeah.
I believe. It's like, and by the way, if you can do that with someone else in the room and they're still masturbating next to you, that's love. If they actually reach over and grab some of your tears and use it to finger themselves, there's no better feeling.
Or hand you a napkin, a tissue.
Or just hand you their tit and say, wipe it on this. That's love. That's love. Use my tit as your handkerchief.
No, it's like when look, I don't give a shit how badass of a person that you are, that anybody is. They have emotions. And if you don't let those show, you look like you're just a douchebag. Yeah. You're just a badass motherfucker. And that's what you're trying to sell. You got to sell all of you.
Well, we also have to realize people don't give as much of a fuck as we think they do. Sometimes in our minds, we're like, I have to put this out there. People aren't thinking about you the same way you're not thinking about them. You're thinking about you and saying, I got to put out this thing. I've got to have this bravado. If people know that I fucked up, if people know that I have flaws, then they're not going to believe in me. They're not going to let me do my job. And that's not true. If the people that believe in you, the people that love you, the people that are inspired by you will be there for you. And if they're not, so be it. You don't get mad at them for it. They're not there to be there for you. But you've got to be yourself. But to fucking not put out who you are, to not say, hey, I fucked up, and allow other people to say, it's okay. Of course you fucked up. People fuck up. I'll fuck up. You'll fuck up. When we're doing the Miserable Men show, there'll be times where there'll be arguments because it's creativity doing stuff. But the second that's done, I'm gonna say, Bob, I forgive you. In my mind, I know you forgive me because we have this passion for this thing. Working together, you got it. We have to just let shit go. And it's taken me a long time to do that, but there's been a huge weight off my shoulders by doing that, by feeling better about myself. Now, I hope other people in my life can also do that and forgive me for things and let me forgive them for things. But if they can't, I wish them the best. I will support them in any way I can, even from afar, and not be worried anymore. And meditation and running and therapy and counseling and all that has done it for me. I've had to go through hell to realize that, and I wish I didn't. But at the same time, I wouldn't be who I am now if I didn't go through all this shit the same way I'm saying with you in your book. If we didn't go through our war, we wouldn't have our time to shine now.
Yeah, like you said, the key word is passion. And when we do the Miserable Men show, it can get ugly. And I hope it gets ugly because that's what it is. It's about passion. It's not like we're like, oh, we don't want to look bad. We don't want to come off like an asshole. No, you have to say what you believe in. And I respect that more than you agreeing with me. You understand?
Oh,
And
without a
that's what
doubt.
makes that show what it is and what it will be with us because of the fact that it's about passion. It's not about just all being on the same team. It's about your ideas. If they're different, yeah, let's go, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Especially with that dynamic. I don't know Kevin well. I only know him through Gino, and in the last like couple months I talked to him on my podcast. But John, I've known since I started comedy. He was living in Springfield, Mass. When I was in Connecticut. We did open mics together. I've known him for 13 years, and he's always it's been someone that's inspired me on stage, but also watched him going, that's a train wreck that I love watching in the best way possible. And his comedy, and you and I have known each other for a while, so the different dynamics there. And I'm someone we're all outspoken, but I know I'm somebody who will say some shit that will get people going. And same with you and everyone else. And I think we'll all know how to corral it because we respect each other. But it will be a lot of dumpster fires, but also incredible times.
Oh yeah, like John is one of the, he's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah,
I love that.
And sober. He was crazy before, but he's just as crazy sober as a fox.
Yeah, but he is one of the most real people I've ever met, and that's what I love about him. We might have differences, of who we're going to vote for or whatever, but as a person, I have a lot of friends that are not going to vote the same way, but it doesn't affect our friendship because we discuss it. You can't discuss even politics with somebody that you're not friends with because they just call you stupid. It's like almost in life. If they're going to call me stupid at this, how are they not going to call you an idiot in real life and not be a friend, because they don't want to listen.
Yeah, I forget about that sometimes. And yesterday, I was hanging out with a friend I hadn't seen in a while, and we were talking about comedy because she's a comic too, and we were just chatting about this and that, whatever. And I saw a clip I put out recently about where I was making fun of Chinese people, and she goes, "You couldn't do that in the West Coast where I'm at now." I go, "I would do it anywhere." What do you mean? She goes,
Exactly.
but then she started talking about the mindset she has where you have to be forgiving, for white fragility and all. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forget fucking people think like this. But at the same time, I have to allow her to be her. And it's not my thing to tell her differently. And I can nod my head and disagree, but we could have a good conversation about it. But at the same time, I'm like, holy shit, I would never let anyone tell me that my words can't be said because I have to be worried about someone else's feelings. Just don't listen to me. And that's it. That'd be the easiest thing in the world, but we're not at that point. But that, politics, all that kind of stuff, I can allow people to have their views, and that's great. You're not going to change mine, but I like learning from other people's views because if we all listen, you and I, we follow all the Kumia people and all their fans and the Compound people and the Brennan people and all that. So our Twitter becomes very one-sided. So I, on purpose, follow people on the other side because I want to get both informations. I don't want to be closed in on one thing.
I do too, but I noticed that there's so much hate where it becomes like just attacking and, oh, I'll fucking kick your old ass. No, you won't kick my old ass.
No, you won't, 'cause I'll fucking knock you out. I do Bob's light work, bitch.
No, but I mean, I do my light.
No, I'll do the light work now. Your back's bad. When you're better, we'll let you do it.
The whole thing is that these people don't know who they're dealing with. You know what I mean? And and it's like, okay, you have to go because of the fact that you just can't talk to you. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. Yeah. And it has no other reason than you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. And if you're not going to do it, I have no opportunity to have a conversation with you about anything or just listen to you come in like a jackass because, you know what I mean? You already proved you can't do what you say you're going to do. I mean, if you want to take things that far, you know what I mean? You're going to lose, man. You're going to fucking lose with me because I don't really.
One thing in life we do, like I said before, is learn from our mistakes and our own failures. But the other thing is I've learned in life to not surround myself with people that are like me. because I also learn from other people's experiences. I grow. I find out things I never knew. There's things I've done in life that I never knew I was going to do until other people got involved in my life and said, try this, or, hey, I've done this. And maybe sometimes I will say, fuck that. Maybe I will get a new point of view. For a long time in my life, I was raised by my mom, who was Democratic. And so I thought that way a long time. I'm now skewing more to the other side because of things I've watched and people I've learned for. But I do understand both things, because to me, it's not even about, those parties are different now. People's thoughts are different now. The world is different now. I'm different now. But I can learn and listen and change. And maybe 4 years from now, I'll change again. And that's the wonderful thing about life, that you can be open to shit. You close your mind, you shut people out, and you're never going to grow. Like, I want to keep growing until I'm fucking dead. I don't want to fucking just be stuck. There's no more old dog, no new trick shit. We're old-ass dogs, and we can learn a lot of shit.
But you know what the thing is? There's robots on each side. You don't want to become a robot. You want to become what you are. You understand?
Yeah.
You want to become your own person.
Kind of a robot. Like, I want like a laser gun arm or something, or at least like a fake leg.
Yeah.
Or a robotic penis.
Well, that would be,
like jackhammers.
Yeah, like have fucking jackhammers come out of your fucking arms.
Believe that? You get regular dick, but one jackhammer finger. Well, the women would love that. You got that one pulsating, like a blender. Not a blender. I don't think you want to blend it, but like kind of like a stirrer, like a mixer, I guess.
Well, my wife just hopes I get MS.
You got to hope for the best sometimes. You know what I mean? It's better you get MS than you make her an MS, which is Ms. You know what I mean? So you want one or the other.
Missing.
You don't want the MS, but you don't want the one where you get like the Bell's palsy one face up thing, because then you won't be able to do the oral well, because only on one side.
Yeah, it'll be like you'll look like a dog laying next to a bowl trying to lick it.
Yes, and like the little bit of water spilt on the side, they're trying to get that last part, and you know the bull's not enjoying it. The bull's saying it's fine, but the bull doesn't like it.
Yeah, like my wife said, if you were paralyzed, I'd stay with you. And I was like, I really wouldn't stay with you.
I want to say I would with someone. There are certain people I dated where I definitely would have. But there are definitely other people that were like, listen, the second you got like a bad haircut, I'd be gone.
Yeah, because I'm like,
it depends on who it is and where your heart is at that time. But then also, it's easier to say that. Listen, people have said to me, if someone came into a house and was going to kill your kids, would you get in the way and take a bullet? I go, I'd rather teach my kids to run with me away and not get shot. I want to say I'm brave, but if it's a bullet, I don't want to get shot either. I'm no good as a Christopher Reeves dad. I don't want to be that guy. So let's all fucking run and duck. And let's not do things to get people to shoot us. How about that?
Exactly. And also, like, when I say I wouldn't stay with her, I go, because I'm not a doctor. I'd be the worst person to take care of you, because I would leave and I'd be like, I don't know if I left the water. I got to go do a gig in 3 hours away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing is clear in this whole, I want everyone to know this. You know this. Bob is not a doctor. So if you think he's a reverend, he's not a doctor. So don't ever confuse him. If you need some kind of kidney, he probably can find you a kidney, but he can't put it in.
No, I definitely can. And that's what, that's the question. Would you, I can't take care of you. So I wouldn't. I would rather you.
I'll visit you while you're being operated on. I'm a good sitter. I'm a good hand holder. I'm very good at just thinking about, hey, is she out yet? Can I sleep with her now? Like, that kind of stuff. Like, would I do it to an open wound? That kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, but otherwise, like, there's no way I could take care of somebody. What am I going to carry it to the bathroom now? Like, that's not, I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, it depends on your date. They got to be petite at this point in our lives to carry them to the bathroom. And then also, I'm not going in the bathroom with you. I'll stay by the door, and if I hear you collapse, I'll say, are you okay? But I'm not going in.
Yeah, I would be like, honey, I would love to take care of you, but I have a bad neck and back. I
have a bad neck and a bad stomach. And if I see anything crowding out of your asshole and you fell over like a little turtle head coming out of the poop hole, I'm going to throw up. And that won't be good for either one. Then I'll need to go to the hospital too.
Yeah, I made it clear with her. You're not allowed to fart in the house. You're not allowed to fart.
I'm fine with the farts, to be honest with you. I mean, like, it's got to come out. I'd rather it come out then than come out in bed in the middle of the night. So just crop dust. I'm okay with burping, farting, all that. I just don't want to see his shit, but no one wants to see anyone's shit.
Well, that's what it is. She's not allowed to. I can't know that she took a shit. I don't want to know.
But she does, Bob. She shits.
Any part of knowing that she went in and took a shit would be devastating to me. And
but she eats, right? Does she eat?
Yeah, but
and she shits, Bob.
No, stop it.
She'd be 5,000 pounds.
Stop it.
She can't stop. Let her, Bob. This is the healing process. Let her poop.
No, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to smell about it. I don't want to hear about it. And we've been working on this perfectly, and it's been fine. I don't.
Are you allowed to shit?
Yeah, but I don't let. She don't know.
She fucking no, Bob. I'm sure you're not fucking shitting out roses.
Well, you know what? I got so many fucking cans of aerosol in there.
Yeah, but that smell just means you pooped. I mean, you don't always have the smell going. My grandfather, before aerosol, he would do the match on the top of the toilet, like the old box. He would just straight. So whenever, even nowadays, when I smell like a match, I'm like, I just think of shit.
Well, you know what I do? As soon as it hits the water, that thing is flushing. It's going.
Oh, courtesy, yeah.
The courtesy. No, it's going down as soon as it.
Do that at home too?
What?
I do courtesy flushes when I'm away, but I don't do them at home.
At home, I do them because I want no witnesses. I don't want anybody to come in and go, oh, my God, because, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to be part of this.
You don't take a shit and yell out, look what I've created, and then walk away.
No, and I don't want to know that she's doing that. And I don't want no scene that I would figure out, like a murder scene. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I got it. Now,
are you an anal guy?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's I don't like anal. I don't like buttholes at all. So I don't care if you poop because I'm not going near there anyway.
No.
That's probably the whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of I live my life by it, basically.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I've had people in my life convince me to do it to them, and I've done it because I cared about them, but I don't like it. I like pussy. I'm a pussy guy.
Well, I like to try different restaurants, you might say.
I like the restaurant I go to. Big fan of their food's great. I enjoy it thoroughly. I don't need to eat anything else at this point. It's good stuff. It makes me happy.
Listen, I love trying to do restaurants, but I don't want to know that one has takeout.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to know what their curbside service is like at all. I don't want it. I just want to I just like to dive in like a buffet, face first, and enjoy. That's it. I don't care. But if you need me to put a finger near your other restaurant, I'll do that. But that's as far as I'll go. But stay away from my backdoor restaurant. Get out of there. Don't go near mine at all.
I always I'm not really full. I might want dessert after. Want some chocolate.
You know what? I'm all set with dessert. I'll have round 2 of the meal later, but I don't think I need any dessert. I'm good.
You want leftovers?
Yeah, I don't listen. I don't think corn is dessert.
You see, that would be devastating. That's why, I don't want to, you know what I mean? I always corn isn't that good. But we have been having corn. We get fresh corn in Jersey, so it's I'll wait it out till September from the end of August.
I had a buddy in college who got infatuated with having corn in his poop to the point for a whole month he ate nothing but corn to see if he could poop out of corn on the cob. Like he wanted to do a whole cob of poop, and every day he ate corn. But then he got mad because he was drunk and he ate cream corn. He's like, I fucked it up. Now it's gonna be glazed. And every day would yell to us, "Come in, look," and we'd have to go look at the progress of the poop. And it was never full corn, but it did look like a 100-gram bar. It did. It had that kind of, and a lot of nuttiness, but he never fully reached his potential.
But that was called corn on a log.
Corn on a log. Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
The Indians call it maize, by the way. They call it maize.
Yeah, we call it maize. We call it amazing. It is amazing that corn, you can chew it and it comes back, which is amazing.
Yeah, I've been with some women like that where you can even chew on it and it comes back. And I'm like, how the fuck are you still doing it? Like, all right. And I know they poop.
Yeah, no, but I don't want no part of it. I really, that's something I'm a believer in. That's my church, basically.
I'm almost the opposite, where I really do feel if they feel like they can poop and fart, that I know that I'm doing my job, making them feel comfortable.
No, my job is not to make them feel comfortable. I want them
them on their toes at all fucking times.
Yeah, if she goes, my stomach's upset, I'm like, well, go visit your mother in California. I mean, like, what am I, I don't want to know. I don't want to hear this.
She has to drive across country to take a shit.
Yeah, well, it's like, there are gas stations, there are places around here.
Yeah, she's not going to get smokes right now. She's going to poop.
Probably, but, but it's okay.
She's
like,
okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
But does she ever say, like, Bob, I got to poop? Relax.
No.
You're okay.
No.
I'll blow you. I'll blow you, Bob, while I poop. What's that called? The Blumpkin, whatever.
Yeah.
They blow you while you poop.
I can't.
I had a buddy that was obsessed with that. It's same thing
Really?
in college, and he wanted one real bad. And I played rugby, and a girls' team was playing in our field, and they used our backyard for parties after. So they came in, one girl from this Bridgewater state. She looked like a little dude, and he was all drunk, and he convinced her. He's like, "Come on." She's like, "All right." He kicks the door open as I walk in the room. He goes, "Look what's happening, Oates!" And this girl is blowing him as he's taking his shit. Like, we just played rugby. He was sweaty. It was gross, and he just turns and gives me a thumbs up, and her face turned, and she just had the saddest look as me and five guys are just watching. I'm like, don't mind us. Go back to your job. And I went and closed the door. And it was just like he was in hog heaven.
My wife once asked me, she goes, "Did you ever pee on anyone?" And I go, "By accident, maybe."
Oh, you have?
By accident. Maybe I was drunk.
How was it by accident?
But my wife asked me, "You ever pee on anyone?" And I go, "Maybe, but it wasn't on purpose."
It's not like your thing. You don't want a human toilet.
No, I mean, it's like, how do you respect somebody you just pissed on?
I don't understand either. Funny, I've talked about this on many of my episodes. I don't understand either mindset. I do understand the person who is the human toilet more than I understand the person that uses the human toilet. Way more.
You know what the funny thing is?
You walk in right now?
Pat, she just came back.
Yeah, of course you did.
And you know what? She holds up her wallet. She forgot her wallet. That means she has to take another shit. So she has to leave.
Yeah, which means she was never going to the store. She went and pooped, and now she's like, "Oh shit, smokes."
Yeah, now I'm gonna go smokes. Like, she will not look. She knows not to let me know that she took a shit, and she knows that. And
I take one pretty much every day.
You don't take one.
Please do.
Stop talking like that.
Please take a shit every day. I'm trying to convince him you're allowed to shit.
I can't.
You'll feel better about each other when you allow it, Bob. Let her be comfortable and let her shit.
No, why don't I just unlock the doors at night and let people just walk in? I'm not having that.
If they need this shit, that would be a good service.
No, it's not happening.
Let them in, Bob. Let them the fuck in.
I'm getting rid of every fucking toilet in this house.
But then where are you going to shit? The closet?
In the yard with the dogs.
Right on that mattress. Look at, ladies and gentlemen, that's called a callback. That's what we did there. Isn't that brilliant how we both handled that? It was
That's
amazing.
How you bring it home, baby.
Gotta bring it home. And stories like that about relationships and how you make them work will be in the book as well, right, Bob?
Oh, yeah, it definitely will. You know what I mean? And especially when they're bleeding. Like, I just don't. You know what I mean? I used to, I'll get a little blood on me here and there, you know what I mean? And then I yell like Antifa. I'm like, medic! Because I got blood.
It's fun. You put it under your eyes and you're screaming out war things. It's good to, I don't mind the blood thing, but yeah, I can't do the poop or the pee. I would never, that's not me. I'm kind of grossed out. If they're on their period and I know the girl will put a towel down, but whatever. That's not bothering. I'm not gonna put my face. I'm not going for bat wings and shit. But like, I'm not that guy. I don't want to taste the morning, but I don't mind fucking while it's there. I mean, why not? Listen, I'm sure sometimes my balls don't smell the best. Sometimes women don't smell the best. I'm not worried about that stuff, but no poop, no pee, no blood.
You know what's great about like today, 2020? You don't get bad pussy. There ain't one day that it tastes bad. You know what I mean?
I'm a big one of my favorite almost more so than fucking is going down. I'm that weird Irish guilt guy, and I talked about it. I need to make other people feel good or I don't get off. It's like my thing. I wish I had the selfishness. I don't. I almost feel like I need them to enjoy it or I don't enjoy it. And it's a fucked up thing in my goddamn head. And hopefully some people were faking it and that's fine as long as they let me get over the hump. But I really have a struggle if I can't. And so therefore a lot of that is going down because I feel like I have good control and I can talk this much. My tongue is obviously strong as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I'm doing reps nonstop. So my tongue is ready to fucking battle.
Oh yeah, but like sometimes when the pussy was bad years ago, it was almost like you were bobbing for apples when you were eating pussy. You were like, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
thank God I've never been down that fucking well. That's a weird
Yeah.
well to go down.
But that's how it was, like in the late '70s, early '80s. You didn't know what kind of pussy you got, but when you would smell first. Now you know it's good. You don't have to take any chances.
Right.
But back then it was like you would hold your breath like you were bobbing for
Well, you're
apples.
also around less pussies now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. Like back then, you were Baskin Robbins then, and now you just got one cone.
Well, that's what it is. But at least the one cone I know is going to be. It didn't fall on the floor.
But it's taking a shit, Bob.
No, it hasn't.
Taking a shit. It's taking a
Stop
hard
it. Why do you got to do this to me?
Because this is what's going to be the dynamic, Bob.
I know.
Learn. Listen, I'll give you mine right away. You have that one. I've talked about many podcasts. I hate feet. You put a foot near me, I'm gonna die. So you can have that thing. You want to fuck with me? Show me a foot, and I'll cry. I don't want to see a woman's hoof ever. If I love her, it can touch my leg during sleep. But don't put it near my dick. Get out of here.
Yeah, like she rubs my feet and ankles when they hurt, and I don't know how she does it, but and I'm like, I am fucking God. I am king. I am fucking king to have this happen to me. How can I ever look for other pussy? Because
thank goodness I can't even let that happen. You said your foot's bad. About 20 years ago, I broke my heel in a car accident. My heel's completely smashed. I don't even have a heel. It's just fused bone, and I have half a tendon in that foot. So when I run every day, I'm in pain no matter what. Some days worse than ever. Others, but if someone tried to rub my foot, the nerve endings are so fucked up that I'd be in pain. So maybe that's part of it. But if someone tried to rub my foot, I would cry. I couldn't handle it.
Well, I'd be like, just rub my dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the good rub. Just rub the dick. I'll rub all your parts if you rub mine, but we don't need – listen, women have great parts. I don't need arts and crafts. I don't need your asshole. I don't need your foot. I don't need your earlobe. I like your mouth. I like your tits. I like your pussy. And I like a good stomach. I can enjoy it when it looks tightened up when they're getting fucked. I like that look. But I don't want to fuck your belly button. I just want to look at it.
Yeah, and a nice ass from behind when you're fucking from behind and you just look at her ass.
I'm not really. I've started to by the end, but I'm not really from behind. I'm an eye contact guy.
Nah, I don't want. You know what I mean? I don't make. It's hard to me to make eye contact because I'll just start laughing for some reason. So I like I'll like look at the TV a little. You know what I mean, or something like that. And she's like, wrestling's on. How can you? And I'm like, all right, I'm gay. All right.
Yeah, I know I'm gay, but listen, here's a headlock. It's fine. It's good. Here's a figure four. But that, you know what? I just realized something I was saying to you. I was talking about how I like to learn from other people, be more open. I need to start being more open sexually as well. And that's something I need to start saying no to. I try to once in a while. I have to be comfortable, but I have to be more open to someone else likes it from behind or whatever. Fine. But I still have my limits. But being more open, I might find experiences I like, but not with a foot. Fuck your feet. Get your dumb hoof away from me.
Yeah, you know what? And you know what the weird thing is? When you can find a woman that can blow you really good, you know what they say that they watch to learn this? You try to think. What kind of porn did they learn how to suck a dick perfect?
You think they learned from watching porn? I think they just learned from sucking dicks.
Gay porn.
I don't think most women are watching gay porn.
Because who would know?
They're just sucking dicks, Bob. I have no problem with them having experience. I don't ever think I'm the first one, but the ones that are good at it have sucked a lot of dick. That's why they're good at it.
But if they watch gay porn too, then they tell you that, you're like, well, that makes sense because a guy would know how to make another guy, right?
I would have no idea how to make you come, Bob.
No, I'm not saying
no clue.
Guy
doesn't know. A gay guy knows. You got to say the beginning part of that sentence. A guy does not. Yeah. I know women always say no one knows how to make a woman feel good but another woman that knows how to touch a pussy. A straight woman doesn't know how to make another woman's pussy work. I can't make dudes come, and I'm very happy about that.
No, I can't either. But for them to say that they watched that to learn, I'm like, wow, you've really investigated this to make me happy.
They're telling you that, but it really is they're just sucking a lot of dick.
Yeah, probably. You know what I mean?
Which I don't. I mean, I'll never care about a person's history. I don't care what they did before me. They'd be dumb to sit there and go, in my mind, like, I hope they weren't with many people. I don't give it. That was your past. I have a past too. We're in the moment. Whatever. It's fine. I'm not worried about that kind of shit. And here's another thing I'll admit on here. I've never, ever come from a blowjob.
Really?
I enjoy them amazingly, but I'm an endurance person. It takes a while for me for a lot of things, and I've never have. Now, I have after like maybe sex and then trying to finish that way or something. But from the beginning, and then women do get upset and think I'm not enjoying it. I'm like, I'm fucking enjoying it. It feels amazing. Just for some reason, maybe it's my me tensed up. I don't know whatever it is. I just never release from that way. I'll release from sex and all that. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy them thoroughly. But I know some women get frustrated and think it's their fault. I'm like, no, just, you know what? Let's keep trying. Eventually it'll happen. Why not?
No, I prefer to end it that way because
I know. I like it right from, I like pulling out and putting out their fire, if you will. Blasting them. I like to blast them like my dick's a hose and they're black kids going to school. I like to just take it the fuck out.
I'd rather have them look like a dog drinking from a garden hose than and also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, 2 dogs involved in sexual references by Bob Levy on this podcast. 2. Eating pussy and sucking a cock. Yeah, no, but it's like when a woman is so, she's like so sweet that she's going to keep your kids warm in her belly. That is a woman. That is a wonderful woman.
I know, but to me, that always felt like I was trying to like degrade. And I know some women like it. But I don't like to degrade anybody. So to say, here, swallow this, do this thing. I don't like a power thing in it. And I have a lot of qualms. I know that, but I don't like that. But I want us to both to feel respected during it. I don't know. I can be very disrespectful in my comedy world, in my regular world, but when it comes to sex, I'm someone who never wants to make anyone feel like they're lesser than. If anything, I think they're greater than with me.
No, I want them to do what they want, Pat.
They don't want to swallow your jizz, Bob.
How do you listen to me? What if like they
learned that from gay porn too?
No, but it actually like basically if I'm told it tastes really good and then I go, well, that's because when I drink coffee I use French vanilla and hazelnut. So.
I think you use just the nut part. I drink black coffee, Bob. That's it. No frills. Maybe that's the difference. You're willing to express yourself, get out there, the French, all that, the gay hazelnut, the gazelnut, if you will. Yeah. I'm not there. I am black coffee and water. I don't drink anything else. I don't verge off that. And then maybe I need to expand a little. Maybe I need a little cum in my tea. I don't know, something different.
Because that's why they're not swallowing it, because it's fucking black coffee. God damn it. You see me.
I like pineapple, and I hear that's a fun thing in the jizz. No, it's not that they're not swallowing. Bob, I've had women say they want to swallow, and I've had to like finish and then do that. By the way, my mom listens to every podcast, and then at the end, when it gets to like this stuff, she goes, I had to tune out when you talked about certain things, but I like the conversation with Bob about relationships or something like that. So thanks, Mom. Sorry. But yeah, pineapple and something like that works, but I don't want them to swallow. They would swallow. There's a lot of them that, yes, I'll do that. I can't provide that. I'm ready to go. It just won't do it until I'm out of their mouth and then in somewhere else. Once again, Sorry, Mom.
See me, I was talking to my mom last Thanksgiving about girls swallowing. And she was, look, they all did. I don't care. Your mom, your grandmother, they all did it.
Oh, I have a whole bit that people get about how old people fuck, and that's how you got here, and people enjoy the bit, but you watch them kind of get weird because when you say grandma fucks, it's like, why do you think your grandpa smiles so much? She sucks so much dick. And back then, they didn't know many people, so she was sucking dick of relatives and people she knew. It's like, your grandmas were a whole different world.
Yeah, and basically, you know what I mean? They were happy to come to this country, and that's what they did.
Come in this country.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? It's like, to think about it, that in fucking, 1920 something, grandma was, chugging cock, had a fucking hairy pussy, and grandpa loved it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't know there was unhairy pussy.
Nobody knew that.
Well, especially because grandparents, they were old enough where they were never around. Even if you're like, hey, a younger girl would have. they never even saw a baby. Grandfathers never even went near their children in that kind of way, like to like change them or whatever. They've only known hairy, thick, wickish, like jungle-ish, like bush. That's all they've known. Now, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like bush. I like a clean playing field. I like it smooth. A little bit's okay. You know, once in a while, I'll remind you in the morning, got some in your teeth or something. But I already had enough beard, enough crazy. I don't need friction.
Yeah, listen, when I started first watching porn, it might have been like the late 70s, and I thought I was watching lesbian porn because it was so hairy, but it was a guy, too. I didn't know.
It was two guys, and that's how you learned how to suck dick. That's how we learn.
It was a guy and a woman, but it looked like lesbian porn because of the fact that all you seen was hair back then.
It was just two Gabe Kaplans going at it. That's all it was. It was just...
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like weird, and now it's like, you know, these women, you know, I haven't really been a porn guy. Like I could sit down and watch like porn. I would watch a clip or so, you know, and that's it. You know, I've never finished a movie, you know what I mean? Or didn't finish a movie and be disappointed I didn't, you know, because I don't know how it ended or whatever.
I need to know how it ends. I really am that way. I obviously watch it more when I'm not in relationships than when I am in it. But like I'll watch it now. But a lot of it, I hate to say, I'm writing bits. I watch the different porn genres. I'm not even jerking off. I'm like, oh, this is how people's minds work. That people like. So I'll do that. I'll do research like it's fucking Netflix, but that way. But for the most part, I watch it because I look for a certain look of a girl. That's what I like, not like what they're doing. And that gets ruined for me because there'll be a hot chick. I'm like, oh, I like how she looks. And then I'll click on a video and she's got her foot out. I'm like, fucking bitch, I trusted you and you fucked me over with your goddamn hoof.
No.
I'm heartbroken. And then I meet these people on Chrissy Mayer's fucking podcast. And that's worse. I've been with 4 different porn stars on that show. 3 of them I never heard of. 1 of them I'd actually jerked off to it. I can't now because they were fun. And I was like, I feel like I'm disrespecting you. I can't. God damn it.
Yeah, but when you're single and you jerk off to porn and you come and you realize you have cum on your dick and your hand and you're single, I feel like the biggest loser ever.
Well, first of all, you're dripping. Like I aim. I fire like one spot. I get a shirt next to me. I call it the Zamboni. It cleans up the ice quick, and I'm done.
Yeah, but it's still, you feel bad. Like you're like, oh
no,
my
I just
God.
go to sleep. I don't feel bad at all because now especially if you just got out of a relationship, if it wasn't going well, you're kind of like, I kind of like the idea of the release and just going to sleep. I kind of like that because I'm not doing it for sex. I'm doing it to that's almost like the end of my day. It's a way I get my mind to shut down. With the meditation, then jerking off feels fucking amazing.
Yes, yeah, but it's like your way is saying, I don't need you anymore.
No. I still would love them to be there. In that moment, I can think the best thoughts of them. And afterwards, when I come and I clean up, I'm like, they'd be yelling at me right now. But yeah, during that moment, I'm like, usually I can turn off the porn and think of them, and I'm like, happy times.
Happy times.
It's happy times.
No, it's creepy. It's like creepy when like you said, like, okay, we're gonna go to, like, you have dogs and they see you jerking off.
Third time dogs were mentioned during sex.
But it's like weird. It's like they're thinking in their mind, going, he's a loser. You know what I mean? It's like before, whenever I was saying, I would have to lock the dogs in the bedroom. I have to close the curtains because sometimes I would never even close the curtains. And afterwards I go, oh my God, somebody could have been, you know what I mean? Like walking like a fucking a mailman or something like that. That's why we tip them so good at the end of the year for Christmas, because they've seen shit that we know that they did. And
if anyone had any video of me or anything like that, or saw me doing something when I was younger, I'd be bothered. I know my act. I know how people see me. They would just laugh and go, that's just Pat. I'm very open and honest, so I don't think anybody would give a fuck if they saw me jerking off. They'd be like, yeah, that's how I thought he did it. Kind of sad, kind of quiet, kind of grumping, doing crowd work. You know, whatever I do when I'm doing that. And I'd be fine with it. I could give a fuck. If someone walked in on me jerking off, I'd say, like, hey, do you need something? There's water in the fridge. I'm just going to be finished up, and I'll take care of you. I don't care anymore. But I am who I am, and that's all I can be. And if I'm jerking off and you walk in, our worlds just crossed at weird times. Either jump in and help me out, or dude, get out of the room. You know what I mean?
Either grab a mop or get the fuck.
Yeah, either help swab the deck or fucking get off the plank. You know what I mean? Either way, take off. Put an eye patch on. Let's finish this.
I used to jerk off so much I even thought of hiring a janitor.
Now, would it be a female janitor?
I hope so.
No, then you'd want it. Then it'd be in the scenario. By the way, why isn't that a thing? It's maids. It's all that stuff. But it's never janitor porn. Female janitor porn. A custodian, a custodiette. That'd be hot.
Yeah, like in school, you remember like the boiler room with the janitor? I was terrified of the janitors because they would be in this boiler room and you hear like the fucking fire burning, and you'd be like, he's the devil. That's where the devil is a janitor. I have a feeling when you go to.
And then you get older and you realize they could have given him another room. Like, what ass? Like, how dare you put? That's his job. He has to clean kids' puke and piss and all this shit. And you put him in the boy. There's definitely other. The nurse gets this big ass room, and she's not really a fucking nurse. He's really cleaning. Give him a fucking office to keep his shit, and he doesn't have to be in the fucking boiler room and make him scary. Fucking that guy. That is. Everyone hates his job. When I was a kid, our janitor, Mr. Ed, he used to spank kids. He was fucking crazy. But, like, you didn't fuck with Mr. Ed. And then one day, I think he hit too many kids, so they told him that they kind of forced him to retire, and they gave him a parade and shit, and he was in a convertible, and they drove around the green. It was a real weird day. But,
see, that movie, a horror movie, where the janitor is killing people in the boiler room.
yeah, that's Freddy Krueger, right? Isn't that kind of what he was?
I don't know.
I think at the beginning he had that boiler. Now, if you had custodian porn, instead of a nipple ring, the girl could have all those keys in it.
You would
That
hear
was kind of hot.
the keys in the woods.
Oh, the keys are in her, and you got to fist in and get out the keys, and you're pulling out a mop, and you're pulling out like that, that cat litter thing they use to clean off the eye. There's a lot of shit in there.
Cat reference one.
Did one, but it wasn't about me getting off.
It doesn't matter.
All your dog shit was all about the dogs can shit, but your woman can't. Bob, there's your therapy session.
No, yeah, I definitely need therapy over this. There's no doubt in my mind. I am just been like this my whole life, and I can't change on these thinking. That this happens in that room.
I can't stop thinking that she can't be stinking. That's your country song, Bob.
There's another. I'm gonna have that T-shirt and Bob's Life, Bob Levy Matters T-shirts. BLM.
Those are our first two things of merch on the show. That's it.
It's gonna be great. I'm telling you, it's gonna be an amazing show.
And mine will just be custodian porn.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's like now we
have
get
a girl with her legs open and a mop handle sticking out.
Yeah, now we find out what Kevin and John's fucking thing is. You know
John's
what I mean?
will be Canadian, so he'll have like a hockey stick sticking out of an asshole or something like that. And then Kevin's will just have like a cop walking away, and that's his dad leaving. That's all. We all got our merch. Yeah, shots fired before the show even starts. There we are.
You say that's what it is. We have the edge on them. We don't care. We don't know if they don't care, so we'll have to find out.
I know John doesn't fucking care. I don't know Kevin enough yet, but if Kevin can deal with Gino Bisconti as his best friend, then he doesn't fucking care. And I think we are all in that same boat where no one's. It's going to be fun for us to say shit to each other thinking the other one's going to be offended than watching their face like it's poker and they can give a fuck. That's
I was the only one.
Yeah, it's like wait, that didn't hurt at all. Like, no, it actually was the nicest thing said to me all day.
I can't wait. This is going to be exciting.
Me either. And Bob, please, keep me with progress on the book and how that's going. Like I said, good luck with that. You are in tremendous hands. Yeah, it might be hard for me to say that about an ex, someone I really cared about, but she is incredible at her job, and I'm very happy that she's going to be guiding you through that process. It's going to be great.
Thank you, buddy, man.
But where can people follow you? And then maybe give a hint of when we think we could start doing some Miserable Men stuff.
I think within a week or two, we start the first show from home, and then we see who wants it. I know where I want to go first. They would have the first opportunity. It's time to reinvent.
But does Pornhub do shows? I don't think they.
no, puppyhut.com.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Doggystyle.com. Is that taken? Maybe Snoop Dogg has it. No, but I'm excited about that. Where can they follow you on Twitter and all that shit?
Levy_sir is my new one. I'll be on it's about a year right now, the end of August.
There's a Miserable Men 2.0 Twitter, so follow that one.
Yes, and then we'll let you know what's going on, and we're going to put up a show soon. We'll probably do one once a week until this ends, and then we can start to push it onto real platforms and get into the studios and
this
and
is
do
something
it.
people are going to want. I have a lot of different projects, things like that. I really, when you mention this, I believe in the four of us. I think we can entertain people in a way other people haven't seen. I think it's going to be different than a lot of different shit. I know it has the same name as the old one, but it's going to be way different than the old one. It's going to be something that's going to really work in this time. I think if you're not afraid, if things that you're supposed to be afraid to laugh at make you laugh, then you're going to love us.
Exactly, man. And it's always a pleasure doing your show, Pat. I always respected your talent as a host and as a comedian. And it's always an honor to do your show. And people are going to love this. I think they're going to learn.
I think they'll love anything you and I do, but except for people that actually, have platforms. They always hate us, but everyone else always loves us.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Bob, thank you for doing it. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.